Hey everybody, it is good to see you. I'm here with my colleague Rebecca Karcher, and if you like to read books, this video is for you.
That's right.
Yes, because around here we like to read books. And so we have an opportunity for you to read together with us. A couple of things. Rebecca and Pastor Zanstra are starting a small book club.
Right, we are.
Yes. Tell us a bit about it.
Okay, so this Wednesday, September 17th at 1 o'clock, you're invited to come down to Trinity. We're going to gather in person. We're doing our book club in person for 6 months, the third Wednesday of the month at 1 o'clock. The first book we're going to read is Differ We Must. This is the Steve Inskeep book. You may recognize his name because he's on NPR, and also because the Allen County Public Library is sponsoring a community-wide read of this book and bringing the author in October. So you'll be part of a big group of people reading Differ We Must, which is how Lincoln succeeded in a divided America. And the books that Pastor Zanstra and I have selected for this outing are not necessarily theological books, although I would say people of faith will have things to say about all of them, and people without faith will have something to say, and we welcome all opportunities, all opinions, all sincere efforts to try to get to how can we understand these books in a way that makes sense in our current world, in our community? What can we learn from them? And
Good.
You know, help get to the heart of some things. So Differ We Must is going to be our first one. We have 5 others selected, and you're just invited to read the book on your own. Come to the discussion. Each book has one day, 1 month, and we'll talk about the themes that we all see and any lessons or meanings or little nuggets of knowledge that we can mine from these.
Do you have to read the book before you come?
Well, you'll be a lot more interested in the conversation probably and able to contribute more. But if you haven't read it or you haven't finished it and you're just curious, come on. It's not a test. You don't get a grade. We welcome any conversation.
Good. Well, also then on Wednesday evening, not in person, but on Zoom, I'm doing then a read with a group of people. There's already 26 people signed up for this.
Oh, wow.
And we're reading what we would generally call Dietrich Bonhoeffer's Cost of Discipleship. The more recent translations just use the word discipleship because that was the original title.
And this is a specific version that you want people to read.
Yes, and if you would like to join us, please let me know. You can read from any edition, but it'll be easier if you have the same one so that when we refer to a particular page, you can find it a little faster. But Cost of Discipleship, or Discipleship by Dietrich Bonhoeffer, is one of the most important theological works of the 20th century. And even though it is some serious church theology, average people can read it because he didn't write it for an academic group. He wrote it as a commentary to the German church in 1937. And so fundamentally, he's reflecting on the failure of Christianity in Germany to respond to the rise of Nazism.
And for folks who are not familiar with his name, tell us a little bit about
Dietrich Bonhoeffer was a German Lutheran pastor who lived in Germany, was educated in Germany, came from fundamentally an elite family, but at the very beginning of the rise of Nazism, he stood as a theological critic of that whole way of looking at the world. And because some of his relatives worked for the government and were involved in some of the plots to assassinate Hitler, he had gotten drawn into that and then was martyred at the very end of the war. He died in April 1945 within 2 weeks of the liberation of one of the concentration camps. So one of the actual church people in Germany who did the right thing, we would say. And so very noted because of that. And this is one of his most significant books.
And you say the language is understandable for those of us who have not spent years studying.
Correct. Yes. Because it was not written as a theological treatise. It was written as like I said, a critique. Interestingly, one of the books that I read while I was on sabbatical, Bonhoeffer believed strongly that if the church had stood against Hitler in 1933 and 1934, it would have undone the Nazi movement.
And he was really brave to do the
Yes,
things he did
very
and
much.
say the things he did.
Very much,
Yeah.
yeah. Interesting story about. So he had a radio broadcast soon after Hitler was elected chancellor, critiquing Hitler, and his broadcast was shut off in 1933. So yes, so he stood, and his family had stood against this.
And Steve Inskeep is a broadcaster.
There you have it.
So
yeah, there you go.
See,
There you go.
There's the thread that ties them all together.
But this book, we're going to do this. So if you're interested, you
and
send
how
me.
long are you gonna? You're gonna spend several weeks on
Several
that, but-
weeks on this, yes. So send me an email so I can get you the link if you want to come and join the Zoom conversation. Also, as with your book, if you actually read the book, you'll be
a
able
lot
to
more
participate a little easier. Not a requirement, but a little easier. So yeah.
Yeah, and you do not have to RSVP to come to the afternoon in-person book club. We're just welcoming whoever, whenever, come on in, 1 o'clock on Wednesday, and we will look forward to a lively conversation.
Excellent. So get your read on and
Yeah.
come and join us. Come and be part of these things going on. And glad to have you here with us. Glad to be able to spend some time with you. Look forward to seeing you soon.